Hi, everybody. I hope you're safe and well. Welcome to another Chats with Children. It's a very chilly day here in Surrey today, but hopefully I am going to be warmed up with the conversation I'm about to have with Trevor Brett, who is the Business Development Director at PharmaLex. And today we're going to have a quick look back at 2020, but more importantly, look at what some of the trends may be across life sciences this year. So, Trevor, lovely to see you. How are you?
Very good, thanks, Rizwan. And yourself?
Well, apart from being cold, as I say, I'm not too bad, my friend, but
Yeah.
I think I need to get the thermals out. So before we start talking about some of the trends, for those who are not familiar with PharmaLex, could you give a very quick overview of the business and also a bit about your background as well?
Certainly. PharmaLex is an independent, global and local provider of consultancy and outsourced services. And we serve the life sciences and healthcare industries, so pharmaceutical companies, biotechs, medical device companies, and the like.
Right. Okay. And your background?
My background, I'm a director of business development. I've been in 10 years in companies like PharmaLex and 10 years in the CRO industry, clinical research organizations.
Fantastic. So let's start with 2020. Looking back at last year, if you were asked, or you are being asked actually, to describe the year in one word,
Mm.
what word would you use to describe the last year?
Well, I think, Rizwan, it would be transformation.
Right. And why would you say that?
Well, companies and their employees have been forced to make changes from external factors. These can be geopolitical, like Brexit, or alternatively, we've had the COVID-19 pandemic, which has meant that business has to be done a different way. Processes have got to adapt, and we're seeing the results of that, every day of the week now.
Right. And if there's one big trend that you've seen from last year, what would you say that big trend was?
Well, I think the gold medal goes to companies that are developing therapeutics at much faster rates, and in a smarter fashion, if you like. Yeah, so it's a lot quicker, it's a lot faster, but achieving the kind of the same result at the end. And we're seeing the need for speed also from the regulators, regulatory agencies, governments, and healthcare systems.
Right. And if we're now looking to 2021, what do you see as the major trends emerging or continuing into this year?
Well, I think the biggest benefit will be patients with patientricity.
And what do you mean by that? And can you give me any examples of what you mean?
Yes, certainly. Patients particularly have become the centerpiece of the COVID-19 pandemic, in as far as diagnosis and screening goes, and then we have the vaccination programs. And the technologies have been very advanced. So, if you like, there's been a massive need to bring great technology to patients very quickly. Again, echoing what I said earlier on. So I think patients will definitely benefit. They'll, and this will go through the regulatory process, the market access process. So at the end of the day, they will benefit from this.
Right. Okay. And what other trends do you see coming up?
Well, I think to support what I've just said, that there's been definite maturation in AI, ML, and blockchain for sure. And what I say by that is that these tools are being used much more frequently. They're being used. The ones that are available are a lot more user friendly, and at the end of the day, they're a lot smarter. So they have pre-built in algorithms, etc., and much more with the user in mind. So it's never been so easy to employ these very, very sophisticated technologies.
Right. Well, forgive my ignorance, but obviously I know what AI is with artificial intelligence, but what does ML stand for? And actually, people talk about blockchain, but what do we actually mean by blockchain? Because it's thrown out there a lot in lots of articles and lots of things, but I'm sure a lot of people don't actually understand what blockchain actually means.
Okay, well, just briefly, machine learning is ML is machine learning,
Right. Okay.
and blockchain is it's kind of like a shared registry that is completely protected, or it's a shared ledger, is the other word to use. And what that means is that all of the users of within the blockchain can visualize what's going on. For example, if they're tracking a shipment, or tracking a cell and gene therapy, they're able to see that move through the system, but with complete security. So unless you've got the code, you're locked out, completely locked out.
Well, Trevor, that's the first simple explanation I've had of blockchain in all this time. So now I finally understand it. So thank you for
You're
explaining
welcome.
that. Right. And what other trends are you seeing for this year?
Well, I think that one of the most exciting ones are these very smart biotechs, in the cell and gene therapy area space, who are filling big pharma pipelines. You look how we started the year with Kymab and Sanofi. I think we're going to see a lot more of those in 2021. And after all, M&A is going to be the tailwind behind all of this, I think.
Right. Okay. So going back again, what do you actually mean by smart biotechs?
Well, I'm really looking at the very latest generation. These are incredibly small companies. You might call them micro. Small number, a small team, but that team has got incredible experience and amazing capability, but is very low on administration and non-core infrastructure. And typically, they are using these smart tools. They're completely conversant in AI, ML, blockchain, and for them, it's a daily usage.
Right. And so if they are small and, like you said, very limited in the sort of departments they have, then they must be outsourcing a lot more than in terms of what they for their other services, I should say.
Well, yes, for them, it's very efficient in that they're kind of drawing down from a cloud, an outsourcing cloud, and they can get all of their requirements, if you like, from that one cloud. I'm using an analogy here, but if you like, it's almost like having a virtual department. They've got a virtual regulatory affairs department, pharmacovigilance, quality department,
Right.
and development department, and these are all virtual. Kind of like in the sky, so to speak.
Right. Okay. And you talked about M&A. So why would you say that M&A activity is going to increase this year?
Well, I think we saw the beginnings of it last year. Last year was an excellent year for biotech investment, and certainly the signs are looking good for 2021. We have to say that there have been great changes, in the business ecosystem caused by the pandemic, and for example, patient requirement and expectation has risen, political expectation has risen, and healthcare system expectation has risen. So all pointing in the right direction.
Right. Okay. So finally, here's your chance to give a message. It's not a Christmas message, not even a New Year's message. We're into February now, but a message for the year. What message would you give to people who are watching this for 2021?
Well, I've broken all my resolutions, so so I think it's really going to be to stay alert, for the M&A season, to be ready for it. I think you're going to see very interesting acquisitions, both of whole companies and also of product carve-outs. I think we'll probably see a lot more, these carve-outs occurring of whole product portfolios.
Right. Okay. So if people want to know more information about some of the stuff that we talked about, the trends that you talked about, where can they get more information?
Well, I'd suggest PharmaLex's website is an excellent place to go, continually updated, and of course, as we're doing here, Rizwan, the life science and healthcare community can follow us on LinkedIn and contact us directly on LinkedIn.
All right, fantastic. And with regards to M&A, I think, if I'm correct, you've got a series coming up on that as well, haven't you, in terms of webinars?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we've got a mergers and acquisition series of webinars, really to meet the growing interest. And I think the links are going to be included in this, in this LinkedIn posting.
Fantastic. Yeah, the links will be put up above the video if you'd
Oh,
like
thanks.
so that's good. So, Trevor, all that stuff we say, thank you very much for taking time out to talk to me today. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great, Rizwan. Thank you for the discussion. It's been really good.
Great. So everyone, all that's left for me to say is, if you're interested in knowing more about the M&A activity that Trevor's predicting and how you can manage that or deal with that, then check out the webinar series. The link will be above this video. Also, you can go to their website to find out more information about the different other services out there. And at the same time, you can contact Trevor directly, either by leaving a comment below the video or messaging him directly if you've got any questions to what we've talked about today. So all that's left for me to say is, Trevor, everyone, I wish you all a fantastic 2021. I know we're into February, but I still think we should say that. And particularly have a safe, happy, healthy, and successful 2021. And until
Thanks.
next,
Stay safe.
thank you. And until next time, as
Bye,
Trevor
everyone.
said, stay safe, stay well, and stay positive. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.